Alright, Fatal Instinct from 1993, directed by Carl Reiner. Fatal Instinct is about the spoof. It's a spoof of those cop slash wife trying to kill your husband movies. They make fun of body heat, of course, Basic Instinct, Fatal Attraction. Other. It's really the spoof. Like when Scary Movie did with horror movies. But this was first, Fatal Instinct. This is one of my favorite comedies from Carl Reiner or 90s. It's just so funny, silly. It's about Ned Ravine, played by Armand Assante, however you say his last name. He did a good job as Ned Ravine. He's this lawyer slash cop, and he basically saves the day at the beginning of the movie where what was the character name? What was the character's name played by Blake Clark? The the pentyhose, the pantyhose bandit or something. I forget, but well, he has to arrest him, and then has to defend him at the same time as when he's a cop, he arrests him, and when he's a lawyer, he defends him on a trial and gets him off hook. You know what I'm saying? That's just so weird and funny at the same time. That's just my thoughts. Meanwhile, Ned's wife, played by what was her name? Lana Uravina, Kate Neckleton. She's having an affair with Frank. He was, what was his name? Frank Cabone. Yeah, Frank Cabone. Whatever. Yeah, played by Christopher McDonald. They're plotting on killing Ned Ravine for his insurance. In one scene when they're making love, well, the next morning, he well, at night, Ned Ravine goes home, and both Lana and Frank fall asleep, and Frank's got to get out of there without letting Ned know, and when he know that he's there, and when he wakes up, he makes a bunch of noise, a lot of noise. Pennies or coins fall out of his pockets, his mechanical pockets, his mechanical uniform pockets, or whatever. And the TV turns on, and it's just funny how just one little bird wakes up Ned Ravine, and he says, Ned grabs a shoe and says, "Damn birds," and he hits damn birds, and he hits Frank with the shoe when he's outside. There's also there's what's the name? And what was her name? Hold on. Sorry, I was trying to say there's also Ned's secretary who really likes Ned. She's really a good person in this, played by Sherilyn Fenn. I think that's her name. I could be wrong. Sometimes I get the character and the actress's name mixed up and pronounce it wrong. But let's go there. She also has a dark secret of her own. Remember the movie Sleeping with the Enemy? Her character escapes from her crazy husband by they were living on a boat, and she pretends to drown and gets a new life, starts her life over. That's also funny. Whoever played her husband in that movie, he did a good job too, especially when he was wearing that hoodie jacket the whole time. That was just funny, and carrying that float. And also, there's a woman, Lola Kane, played by Sean Young, who you might remember for playing Lois Ironhorn in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. She's trying to seduce Ned Ravine for a reason that's revealed at the end of the movie. I'm not going to give that away. You're just going to have to watch that movie to find out. But she does seduces him like Fatal Attraction. They have funny sex. When I first saw this movie as a kid, that was the scene it was on Comedy Central back in the mid or late '90s, and I was watching that. I didn't know what I was watching, but I always liked that scene when they were, making love in the weirdest positions. Sort of like Kama Sutra sex, but it's played for laughs. I like the scene the next morning when they're both in the bathtub with their clothes on. It's just so funny. What else happens? I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff I just love in this movie. I like later on where Ed feels bad for cheating on Lana Ravine. Yeah, that's her name. He buys a pet skunk. I don't know why he bought a pet skunk. Well, I mean, could have bought a pet rabbit, pet dog, but a skunk, so he could not feel bad for what he did, cheated on her. I'm sorry, this movie just. When I'm thinking about that movie, it just makes me laugh the whole time. Sorry. We also do that scene where yeah, Lola kidnaps the skunk like they did in Fatal Attraction with the girl. And there's one scene, that scene from Fatal Attraction where Glenn Close boiled the rabbit alive. You think she was boiling the skunk, but no, she was just making Italian food. And Ned throws her out of the house, and it's played for laughs. This is another scene where they were when Frank Calboni and Lana Ravine were already plotting the death, the accidental death of Ned. When they get him on a train, they want the train to crash, but all things don't go according to plan. There's another character, James, yeah, Reiner. He plays I forget his character's name. I didn't wrote the character's name down. Sorry, please forgive me. It's they were making from that movie. What was it? Cape Fear. Yeah, had that guy that wants to get revenge on Ned because he lost the case and he wants him dead. But as a gift, he gave him one of his trademark suits. And Ned Ravine always wore that neat blue lawyer's weird colored blue suit in the movie. And that's just his character, like a cartoon character. But yeah, one scene where James Remar's character tries to kill Ned, but Lana tries to shoot Ned, but she misses and hits the killer. But Ned arrests her. So basically, Ned arrests her anyway. Sorry if I can't say it right. And that scene where they were all in court, and the judge, played by the late Tony Randall, who you might know played Felix Unger in the Odd Couple show. They were in that court. They were treating it like it was an NFL game, no, a baseball game, because Bob Uecker was doing guest announcing. This is funny, especially the scene where they said recess, and they were all like acting like little kids. It's just a spoof, like what Scary Movie did with the horror movies, but this came first. Remember when a scary movie makes fun of Scream? I Know What You Did Last Summer. All those horror movies. That's what Fatal Instinct was doing with all those drama, cops slash killing your husband thriller films. What else happens? There's a lot of funny stuff that I always loved in this movie. What else happens? I like the scene where they were in the bar, Ned and Lola. Lola says something that a lot of guys have tried at seas, and Ned says, well, I'm the first, or whatever. I'm honored. And she says don't, it's broken. And he falls off that bar chair or stool, whatever, a bar stool. And where I like Ned's car, he's got that ceiling fan in the car, and when he got hot, he turned it, he turned the fan extra, I'm sorry, I'm just not getting my mind right. I just love this movie so much, Fatal Instinct. I meant to say when he was turning the fan and then went super high and his hair, went up. There's a lot of funny scenes in this movie. I'm sorry I'm not in the mood to do this review right, but I do love this movie, Fatal Instinct. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it is a good movie. It's those spoofs or those 80s, early 90s chick thriller films, But it's basically a funny movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to give too much away. I only gave some way, but it's I like this movie a lot. I used to watch this all the time. I don't own it on DVD. I may buy this on DVD later on. Who knows? But yeah, I love the music in this. I like this saxophone. I'm sorry, this music. I'm just gonna say I like the guy that plays the saxophone throughout the movie. You know, when you hear that music, dun 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 dun, dun, it's really that guy with the saxophone. But that's all I'm gonna say. I know I didn't do this review right. I messed up a lot of my speeches, but check out Fatal Instinct, directed by Carl Reiner, starring Armand Assante, or however you pronounce his last name right, as Ned Ravine. All the actors did a good job, especially Sean Young as Lola Kane. She did a really good job of this. But that's all I'm gonna say. Check it out if you want to, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to subscribe to my channel. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Have a good night. I might do another video later on. Who knows?